Hey everyone, this is STVO from Too Sweet Cosplay, here to give you my Hell in a Cell predictions for this Sunday. It's 20 years of Hell in a Cell today as I do this little video here. I made a post about it on Facebook. Make sure to comment on it. Tell us what your favorite Hell in a Cell matches have been. And yeah, some of mine have been Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels, the first one, where Kane debuted. Undertaker vs. Mankind, of course. That's one of the most memorable ones. I like the six-man match at Armageddon, and I like Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker in 2015. That was actually a surprisingly very good match between the two men. Other than that, also, I just want to give a shout-out saying I'm happy that War Games is coming back to the NXT after almost 20 years of being inactive. It's finally good to see that they're going to be doing the match. I know that Triple H was a big advocate of that very match, so it's nice to see that War Games will be returning. So without further ado, let me give you a little insight on this weekend's card. For the pre-show, it's the Hype Bros versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. It's going to be an interesting match. I don't think it'll be very long. I think that it's going to be Chad and Shelton getting the win. I think that it's going to tease a little more dissension among Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. I'm not sure what they're going to do with them. I could see maybe Zack being the heel. Some are speculating Mojo's going to be the monster heel, but I think it'll be Zack. I think that would be the better option, to give Zack some heel heat. It appears the Fashion Files will be returning, so I think they're going to be hyped up more. I'll go over the tag team title match in a bit, but I think the next contenders are either going to be the Fashion Files or the Fashion Police, or Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Those are the two guys I see being the next in line for the tag titles amongst the winners. That said, Randy Orton versus Rusev is another match on the card. You would hope that Rusev would get some momentum coming back after that very quick victory at SummerSlam. It's a tough call. I'm going to go with somehow I think Randy Orton's going to win, despite potential interference from Aiden English, who I think that's great. He's getting a push. I think he's been doing a good job on his own without Simon Gotch with him. I think he's been taking off, and hopefully good things will come for him down the road. But for right now, it's just going to be Randy Orton getting the victory. And then after that, we have the glorious one, Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's been doing a lot of funny parody entrances of all the superstars lately, and I just think that Bobby Roode's going to get his big win. I think that that's all it's going to be. It was just Ziggler doing all these things and then leading Bobby Roode to come out to have his big feud with him. I think that Roode's just going to get his victory. I don't see anything else coming for Dolph after this. Maybe another match with Roode, but otherwise it'll be back to what he was doing before. The U.S. title's on the line, AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. I foresee AJ retaining in this one. I know Baron's lost a lot of momentum since his Money in the Bank loss prior to SummerSlam, along with a loss to John Cena. And I mean, you would think that maybe they would give him some momentum back and have him be the one to take it off of AJ, but AJ's been doing a hell of a job with the U.S. title, so I think he's gonna retain on this one. And also, Ty Dillinger got a victory over Baron Corbin. Random decision, but hopefully, yeah, things will come along for Baron. But right now, I just think he's in the doghouse, and he's kind of cursed with the Money in the Bank loss. The New Day versus the Usos for the Tag Team Champions in a Hell in a Cell. This should be a very good match. It's kind of funny how this was like a pre-show match at SummerSlam, but now they're actually going to be doing a Hell in a Cell match. And it's a good way to close off the feud. And going back to what I was saying before with Fashion Police and Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable being the future #1 contenders, I think the Usos are going to win this. I know the belts have been going back and forth a lot, but I think Usos are going to get this one. And the next contenders will be one of those two teams. Maybe the Usos will feud with both. They're both face tag teams, so it only would make sense. And if I were to guess, I think the Fashion Police would be the ones to take them off the Usos. They've been getting a lot of popularity online, and they have a lot of charisma, so I could see that being the case. And then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship between Natalya Neidhart, the champion, versus Charlotte Flair. As Ezra said in his video, there's been a lot of matches between these two ladies. They've all been very good, and I foresee this one being good as well. I think Charlotte's going to get the upper hand and finally win the Women's Championship of SmackDown, being, I believe, now the second woman to hold both brands titles since the brand splits happened. So after Alexa Bliss, now it's Charlotte Flair, and it makes sense. Charlotte's been a workhorse for the division, so I think she deserves it. But unfortunately, with that being said, I think that Carmella will cash in her Money in the Bank. Maybe some shenanigans from James Ellsworth to distract Charlotte, and then Carmella is going to use her briefcase and become the new women's champion from there. So I see 2 title changes alone in that match for that night. Up next, the WWE World Championship match, which feels very weird because this has not felt like a main event feud whatsoever. The weeks building up into SmackDown. I know that they had more hype the previous months building into SummerSlam, but right now it's not feel relevant. And if you know me, I've not been a fan of Jinder as champion. I think he is probably one of the worst champions of all time. I won't go into it much further than that, but this program's not been exciting, and I think that since this feud, Nakamura has been losing a lot of momentum, and it's just not been exciting. But with that said, I think that Nakamura is going to win, but via disqualification, because the Cena brothers are going to do something. So I think they'll give Nakamura his victory, but unfortunately I don't think he'll be the new world champion. I hope he does. It would be nice if he won it, because he's a great wrestler. He was a great champion in NXT, so I think they should give him a shot, but unfortunately I don't foresee it happening, especially with the India tour coming up in December. I think that they want Jinder to have a lengthy title reign, at least through that point. After that, it's a crapshoot. He'll either hold it till WrestleMania, or maybe he'll lose it as soon as the Royal Rumble. After that, it's the main event, the Hell in the Cell match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. This is going to be an interesting one. It's actually been very exciting seeing Kevin Owens just being a powerhouse on SmackDown, taking out Vince McMahon and just causing havoc on the show. I think this will be a great match. Interesting that it's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match. So I'm not sure what that entitles, but it should be good. It'll be a good match. I'm sure Shane's going to fall off the cell. It could go either way. Someone's pointed out that Shane hasn't won any matches since returning. He's lost his match to Undertaker, lost his match to AJ Styles. I think that Shane's still gonna lose, because I'm predicting Sami Zayn's gonna form an alliance with Kevin Owens. I know they've been rivals all the time in WWE, but I think this time they're gonna form their friendship in WWE, and they're gonna potentially go for the tag team titles themselves and just be a dominant force for a while. But I could see them finally forming an alliance, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section here or on Facebook. Make sure to like our Facebook page, Too Sweet Cosplay, Twitter page, Too Sweet Cosplay, Instagram, Too Sweet Cosplay, and yeah, just spread the word. More events to come. Pro Wrestling Tees grand opening is next weekend. I know there's a lot of Bullet Club. There's the Bullet Club opportunity to meet them on the Monday of that weekend, and there's also the ROH show, which Dan and Andrew will be at. And if you like making predictions too, join the Facebook group Shut Up and Wrestle, and Dan runs the BFS series, Bound for Something, and it's been going on for a couple years now, where they make predictions. So I highly recommend, if you want to make predictions with us, to join that group and ask Dan B. Geronimo about more information in regards to that. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.